So I'm kind of torn between two topics. One is a topic of guilt, and number two is a topic of intermittent fasting. And they're kind of like far, but they're kind of close in between because, life and health kind of, for me, are like two of the main factors in my life. So I'm just going to go on this topic of guilt because I've been reading this book called The Life Lessons. Good morning, Leslie. So this book called Life Lessons, it talks about guilt, and it tells a story of two sisters. The one sister, it's her wedding day, and the other sister says, let me drive you to the altar, right? She says that it's your wedding day and you shouldn't be driving, but the sister that was getting married insisted on driving to the altar. And so they're driving, and, Winnipeg, it's not a Winnipegger, but what ends up happening is a storm kicks in and the roads start to get really bad. And eventually, they start to talk about how the roads are really getting bad, but they got to get to the altar. And essentially, this car ends up going off the road, crashes, and hits a pole, instantly killing the bride-to-be. Now, the passenger, the sister, survived, but her psyche didn't survive, and so she started to seek counsel. And in the counsel, she felt extreme amounts of guilt. And then the counsel asked her, what if the roles were reversed? What happens if you were the one that were to be dead and she survived? What would she say to you? What do you think that your sister would say to you about feeling guilty for her death? And she says, that she would tell her to not feel guilty about it and to continue to move forward and continue to live your life. And so it kind of opens things up where it's we often feel guilty about the things that we do, the things that we don't do, the things that we say, the things that we don't say. And essentially the moral of the story is that we got to live every day to the fullest. That's what I took from it, is that you want to be able to live today and not tomorrow, right? So don't think that, I'll do that thing tomorrow that I've been thinking of. Stuff like, okay, I'm going to put my socks away, right? Yeah, that can wait till tomorrow. But stuff like telling your parents that you're proud of them, or telling your kids that you love them, or just texting a friend, right? And it's been so long that you don't even know how to start that conversation, that honestly, it just start it, right? It could be awkward at first, but if that's a friend of yours, that conversation's gonna flow. If not, then so be it, right? If it's a one-way conversation, then that's fine. But either way, I think the moral of the story is that we just got to not feel guilty about the things that we didn't do. I think we need to course direct, right? So if you make a mistake or you feel like you've made a mistake, course direct. But either way, you still got to continue to move forward. So let's go out today and let's just, literally live it, right? Let's make it happen, and let's spread the love that we're truly feeling. So I'll see you guys later.